Alright, thank you for tuning in to channel 11, only on YouTube. Please be sure to hit the bell, the notifications, the links are in the description box below. I'm going to try and share some links to my other channels, which have been heavily censored, and this is why I'm starting again on channel 11. Okay, on to some serious topics. I want to share a couple of key points which I think are going to help some people, because I've been given a lot of information these past few days and weeks, but most recently I've discovered that there is a gentleman who actually has been sharing what he thought that might happen on Friday, on the 22nd or the 23rd of this month of September of 2022. And he says that the banks are probably going to put a cap or a limit to how much money people are going to be able to make from withdrawing anything from the bank, or if they want to take out a loan, or just getting their savings out of there. It's basically going to be a problem. Why? I imagine that because that either they're gearing up towards something, or something has already happened, which is causing banks to pretty much basically be on the defense and prevent other people from taking the money out of the bank, because it takes money to run the banks. Apparently, I don't know everything there is to know about this story, but this is I mean, for one thing, I know that doesn't sound very legal to me, but it's kind of happening anyways. So when this gentleman, he was saying, please get your money out of the bank before Friday, I think that, you know, he was meaning to caution people about something which might happen on the 22nd or the 23rd. It could be having something to do with this economy. It could be in preparation for some type of great reset. We don't know. It's interesting for me to point out that the last video that I made, it was actually touching upon the Great Reset. I think one of those videos I did in fact touch upon that, and from what I gathered, there's certain things I cannot talk about. One of them is the Kool-Aid jabs. You could go over to Follow Zay Speak Truth on YouTube, or you can, I guess you can follow other people who have been sharing the truth. Somehow they've been managing to you know, share those stories without getting censored. For me, I've been getting censored a lot, but for those guys, good for them. Good for them. They've been spot on with, you know, sharing the stories. And me, I've been trying to burn the candle at both ends. I'm drinking what is the last of my coffee. It's cold. I'm gonna have to get more coffee, but that's all I got left. Just a little bit in there. But yeah, I've been burning the candle at both ends, doing videos, working at night, trying to get all these pieces of footage together, posting it on YouTube, and then getting hit with a strike. That's been the vicious cycle that I've been in for weeks now, and I can't share too much. I'm even afraid to even say too much, because I might get a strike. I don't have followers. I don't have people helping me really to do this. So when I ask people, please, can you help give me a dollar or contribute something, it's only because I'm really trying to do this type of work at night, trying to gather and research all this stuff, and it is hard. It becomes taxing on me, mentally and physically. That's why you might see me all over the place. That's why this show is kind of like, where's this guy at half the time? I don't even know, because there's all kinds of stories happening. Our own prime minister, do you know that in the mainstream, Justin Trudeau, um, he's been winning so far. This is the official story on TV. Okay, on TV. I don't watch TV, but if you watch TV, I would recommend you guys go on Twitter, because over there the censorship is much less. I'm sure that there's a lot of human oversight in the mainstream, but this is the official story. A lot of people hate Trudeau, but the mainstream is not going to acknowledge that. For some reason, their favoritism is leaning towards Trudeau and not the runner-up candidate, Pierre, which people like. They like Pierre. They want him to become the next prime minister. Okay, so because of what had happened, especially since the Freedom Convoy, when Trudeau, not only did he not listen, as an incompetent leader, he chose to enforce mandates and arrest people, and these weren't armed citizens at all. They were peaceful protests. Nothing happened, no violence, and still Trudeau, he completely ignored them, called them misogynist. The Freedom Convoy called them fringe minority groups. And long story short, he got a lot of hatred for that, and now everybody on Twitter says, well, yeah, he's a dictator, Trudeau must go, hashtag Trudeau must go, by the way. If you don't want to see Trudeau become prime minister, do your part. I would say also, please, if you don't have any content on your channels, do your part, please, because you know what, some of us, we are trying to get the truth out. It gets hard sometimes because people have been saying, well, yeah, you should go to BitChute. Well, yeah, if I go to BitChute or Rumble or Odyssey, I know that those platforms, they don't have censorship as bad as it is on YouTube. That makes sense. I know that. But for me, I think, as I was saying before, changing platforms, it would be like going to a different plantation where the master would be nicer on a different platform. I mean, what we need to do, honestly, this is my 2 cents. This is what I really feel, okay? Because the censorship is bad, okay? I'm not making that up. They're talking about, censorship, and that's a slippery slope. We need to defend our freedoms because they're being taken away. Despite what the mainstream is telling you, it's a lie. The mainstream media is a propaganda machine, and anyone who works in the media, they should be ashamed of themselves for not being more outspoken of the truth, because the truth always comes out in the end. I don't care if I get censored 100 times on YouTube. I'm still going to stay on YouTube. I'm never going to quit. You know what? People, they need to get the truth out there. If I'm not appreciated in my time, well, it's sad. But know that I am trying. I am trying to get the truth out there. I'm not taking my 2 cents and spinning it. I'm just sharing what I see. And some people, I guess mainly the left and other such groups, they probably don't like that. So what politics is doing is that they want Trudeau to stay, because I guess he's part of something big, like this big agenda, the WEF agenda something 2030, which I can't talk about. Again, I can't talk about the Kool-Aid. I can't talk about that, because if I do, I get another strike, or I get doxxed or banned. I don't know. Yeah, YouTube might be fixed. I know the mainstream media is biased. YouTube, the CEOs that are running YouTube, they're in the process of turning YouTube into, like the mainstream. And this is why I get upset when I see people on YouTube, they're smart, they're not stupid. They know, in fact, they're sharing me stories that I agree with them. I agree with them 100%. But they're not making any content on their channels, and they get mad at me. They say, well, why don't you go to BitChute? You know, you're right, you should go over there. Well, I mean, why don't you guys stay on YouTube and actually contribute to the platform before it turns into Netflix 2.0? Because there's too many stupid videos and not enough people who are outspoken and sharing the truth. I don't get it. I mean, people who have all the technology in the world, you know, sharing. They're always doing this, you know, with the iPhone 14 that's out now. I mean, who really cares? It's not about what you have; it's how you use it. And people are not sharing these stories. You know, what's going to happen now in a week or so? People are not getting the message that, we can't get our money out of the bank. What's going on? Well, if that actually happens, and if no one listened to people like myself who is trying to warn people, know that I said on the record, I told you so. Because YouTube is not going to allow for those types of stories to get out. This is like, has anyone ever watched that movie, The Titanic? You know, when they get the band playing, you know, as the ship is sinking. In this case, it's like TikTok, you know, everybody's like, ooh, funny videos. And meanwhile, we're on the verge of like total economic chaos. And I think this is one of the stories which needed to get out sooner, because the guy who has been trying to be anonymous, he was trying to warn people, yeah, get your money out of the bank, please, because come Friday of this week, yeah, may God forbid if we experience something horrible like a crash, that story won't reach enough people. So yeah, I would recommend people that they take time, they do their own research. They can check up on this. They can call me conspiracy nut if it doesn't happen. But these are the types of stories which are not reaching the mainstream, whether they're 100% true or not. There's still censorship, and there's still people out there trying to find the truth, but they can't find it on this broken platform because of the major oversight. And again, you know what? If we don't speak up and do something, we won't have the rights that we take for granted right now. We won't have the ability to share anything that we want to on YouTube. People say, oh yeah, go to Odyssey, go to Rumble. You know, it's only going to be a matter of time before the same thing happens over there. If they're so smart, why can't they just create some content and leave it on YouTube? I mean, I wonder why. Censorship can't be that bad. If guys like Zay Speak Truth and other smart people are managing to get by the censors, so can you. I mean, if you try, yeah, you could make a difference. You could save lives. I mean, it's free. You could hit the record button, and even if it's not a popular opinion, you could just say something, and then you can post it. That's what YouTube is for, you know. And again, you know, these rights that we take for granted, if we don't stand up for, you know, what we believe in, you know, what's the point of being on YouTube, right? YouTube is not, it's not Netflix. It's not Netflix. It's not TV. Even though I have the power to share just about anything I want right now, I mean, now is not the time for entertainment. I don't think so. I mean, I gotta get serious about sharing some of these stories, because a lot of people are getting shadow banned. They're getting doxxed. These are really highly intelligent people that they deserve to have more attention. And I might share some of the links down below. And that's all the time I got for now. So, yeah, until next time, stay crafty, I guess.